Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So with the war season situation being about as messy as it ever can be, and the idea that New Nation is not pushing for top 3 this war season, I'm not entirely sure whether I will upload all of my war videos. But realistically speaking though, I know that you guys like to see me die, and I am bound to get KO'd this season more often than normally, so I might record that just for your enjoyment and pleasure. Now, I will still title this War Season 36 War 1, which is it meant to be, otherwise the entire scoring and titling system is still gonna go to wayside, because then the season's gonna finish in War 11. Either way, for most of the wars this season, New Nation is basically gonna rely on 40% revives and no items used that we would use loyalty to acquire. So basically no healing, no class boost, no 3-minute boosts. There might be times when we are in a relatively close war with somebody that, you know, we are asked to use a couple of items or something like that. But the general idea is that, yeah, we're not pushing, we're trying to save as much loyalty as we can. And the first war is against MIBR. Well, the last off-season war, first season war, either way. My team for this war is going to be Kitty Pryde, Magneto House of X, and Warlock. And yeah, we're not going to be using any loyalty-based items. So, I'm still going to be boosting for this war, just primarily for the reason that I have some 30% boost expiring anyways, and these ones I acquired relatively easily, and if I'm not using these for war, well then, yeah, they're just gonna expire, so I might as well. And that's about it. So these are going to be quite literally the only items that you are going to see me spend this war. We're not going to be putting on class boosts, 3-minute boosts, we're not going to be healing. And section 1, I'm on path 7, dealing with this power efficiency conflictor, Mr. Sinister, who's also a conduit defender. Which is one of the reasons why I thought that this fight ought to be showcased, because obviously we are very new to conduit fights, because conduit just got fixed for this war and we had never actually tried and tested it out. So here actually I think I shouldn't have used Magneto House of X pre-fight, because that's gonna cause a little bit of troubles later on. Yes, it is easier to get my first infection on, however now because my parties don't count, I need to put a debuff on Mr. Sinister with a heavy attack, which obviously will trigger the conduit node, and then it's going to make it slightly harder for me to drop my level 2 at the appropriate time. And here you can see that Mr. Fantastic for now is managing to throw some decent amount of special attacks, even though he's unable to heal, obviously due to Warlock's infections, which is perfect, which is exactly why Warlock is being used here. He basically neutralizes conduit tactic, and I have a good feeling that Warlock is going to be extremely OP, because he just ignores everything and anything to do with that tactic, basically. They get their damaging debuffs, but they can't regenerate, and because they have debuffs, if they have willpower, they try to regenerate more, and that just fuels the infection even more. Now, this fight was a bit touch and go. This fight is definitely not one of those fights I'm like super confident or comfortable. Like, I've never done this fight before. I absolutely hate fighting long shots because of MD, because of his wonky special attack throwing timing, and also the fact that he gains extra power. And yeah, it's just not something I particularly enjoy. If anything, I should have used Magneto House of X pre-fight in this fight to kind of have easier type ramping up Kitty. But obviously Kitty is Incinerate immune, therefore I do not need to fear that level 2. And also level 1, Longshots level 1 can't miss, but I really don't mind, because if he does hit me whilst I'm phasing, obviously Kitty is just getting more power, and that's about it. So now he throws another level 2 here, that's fine, I'll just take it on the block. We have that Brute Force Degen. As long as we do not get cornered and we get those special attacks out on time, we're going to be perfectly fine. So we have taken, you know, some chip damage, nothing too serious here. I am at 8 prowess. I'm kind of thinking, should I go in for the kill, or we are going to be fine? And he does throw his special 2 here again. We await that, phase in. I've got 13 prowess, job's done. So Kitty did this job well enough. Obviously, now that our kitty is at 70-some%, we are not going to be healing her up, which is such a strange feeling. Every single time I took any chip damage, I was like, potion up, potion up. But yeah, not going to happen this season. Section 2, I need to go to path 8, and that is going to be Kingpin, and then it's going to be Sorcerer Supreme. And these fights are pretty much going to go perfectly. We have Rich the Richer, Underhanded Comment, and Enhanced Parry Armor Up, Mystic Ward. There's nothing really crazy about this fight. It's genuinely quite easy. So I'm just going to apply the Magneto House of X pre-fight here, because then my parries are guaranteed to stick. Kingpin can't shrug them off. And that's pretty much it. You know, I'm just going to parry. I'm going to get a buff. Kingpin doesn't have buffs initially in the fight anyway, so I have an armor buff. So Rich Get Richer is giving me power, which actually was kind of unneeded or unnecessary, to be honest, because I would have wanted to throw level 1 first, but by the time I realized what's happening, I was already nearly at level 3. And the entire fight is just baiting out the level 1 from Kingpin. And yeah, that's what it. So I'm going to go in, punish this thing, whilst phasing, drop my level 3 to inflict that Incinerate, that's passive, that he can't shrug off. It's going to deal, you know, decent amount of damage. We did have 20 prowess, even though our temperature was non-existent. Still, with 20 prowess, we're good. Now, I run in combo. I have enough prowess to phase again. Sweet. He's ticking down with Incinerate. I'm building up temperature, I'm building up prowess, and I think I just go here for level 1 for an easy finish. So I think maybe we lost like 1% health, or I don't know, in this fight. So it was super basic, super straightforward. Now, next fight is going to be this Sorcerer Supreme. I could use either Kitty or Warlock for this fight. I'm gonna end up using my Warlock here. And it's gonna be, again, very basic, very easy fight. As soon as I get an infection on, need to drop a heavy to inflict bleed, and then she's gonna start losing power, basically. She doesn't have any buffs in her base, so Rich Get Richer is giving me more power, so I can drop my level 2 very quickly. And obviously that inflicts even more damage. Now she has infection on, she has armor breaks on, she is degenning, she's losing her power. Yes, she used level 1, so she does nullify my armor break, but that's not the biggest deal. I'm gonna go for a second level 2, and that finishes the fight. Super easy. And that was pretty much it for my war. So very easy war for me as well. Personally, didn't have to use any, you know, revives or potions at all. That's very cool. And by the time I finished my fights, you know, it's quite clear that we are going to end up winning this war, which again always happens. When a war doesn't count, we win that war. And every time when there is a question mark whether this war will or will not count, we lose that war. Anyways, you know, it's just one of those things. So we are going to end up winning this war, which is cool. It doesn't count for the season. But I do have a special treat for you guys, and the special treat is from Finn. I know that Galan is a brand new champion. Nobody has really ever properly fought it as an Alliance war boss with working conduit tactic and all that other stuff. And whenever there is a new kind of boss that's being tested out, it's always good to show some champions taking it down. So this is a gameplay from Finn. It's, well, it's snagged from our Bald Group's line chat, so the quality is not perfect. But Finn is going to be using Tigra, and I have used Tigra against Galan in Event Quest. That's, you know, how I primarily chose to take down Galan. And I must say that Tigra is such a perfect counter for Galan, and I absolutely love doing it myself as well. Obviously, Finn's Tigra is rank 4. He's an amazing Tigra player, but it is a very easy fight that I think, you know, virtually any half-decent Tigra player would be able to do. Because level 1 has so much time to dash back in, and just hold your heavy, wait till you see that miss there, and then release that heavy. And that's the entire mechanic. You just spam your heavies, drop your level 2, bait out the level 1. As he starts throwing his level 1, you dash in, start charging heavy attack, and release it then after the miss. And that's the entire fight. So Tigra is insanely good at taking down Galan. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see many Galan bosses after, you know, couple of wars in the season, because I doubt that they're going to be doing very well if this Tigra fight is so easy. Again, Finn is amazing, one of the best Tigra players in the world. But this fight in particular, it is really easy, even for like novice and average Tigra players like myself. Like, I feel very confident that I could have done this fight. because I have done it in KVQ multiple times before. So that is Tiger absolutely shredding Galan boss in like 1 minute and 20 seconds. 69 hits. Hey, that's nice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's end of our first war. Well, last off-season war. I don't know, man. Kabam is so... anyways, let me know how did your war go. And I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the next